Hi, in this video, we will look at some examples for estimation. Do check out my other videos on rounding, also difference between decimal places and significant figures. If you find this video helpful, please support me by clicking the subscribe button. Feel free to comment below for any questions or any other topics so that I could make more videos you would benefit from. Let's get started. Question 1. Work out an estimate for the value of 48.7 times 61.2 over 11.3. So we need to estimate or round each number accordingly. Therefore, 48.7 could be rounded up, 61.2 could be rounded down, and 11.3 could also be rounded down. Therefore, I have 50 times 60 over 10 equals 3000 over 10 equals 300. Question 2. Work out an estimate for the value of 41.2 times 19.8 over 0.49. 41.2 could be rounded down to 40, 19.8 rounded up to 20, then 0.49 round up to 0.5. Therefore, I have 800 over 0.5, which is 1600. So if you're not sure how do I divide 0.5 so quickly, so if you have a 1 over 0.5, you know there are two halves in 1. Again, if you have a 2 over 0.5, you can think there were 4 halves in 2. So all you need to do is double the number above. Therefore, to double 800, I have 1600. Next one, we have question 3. Work out an estimate for the value of 28.4 times 21.05 over 5.9. Okay, again, 28.4 could be rounded up to 30, 21.05 rounded down to 20, and 5.9 round up to 6. Then I have 600 over 6, which is 100 after the simplification. Question 4. Work out an estimate for the value of 7.4 plus 23.05 over 0.196. 7.4 could be round to 7, and 23.05 I would leave it as a 23 because that will give you a nice rounded number of 30. So this is my intention, 7 plus 23, then denominator I could round it up to 0.2. Therefore, I have a 30 over 0.2, which is 150. Again, to do a decimal division, think about an easier number. If you have a 1 over 0.2, so how many 0.2 you have in 1? Think about it. 0.2, 0.4, 6, 8, 1. Therefore, you have a 5 0.2 in 1. Again, if you have 2 over 0.2, there will be 10 0.2 in 2. So all you need to do is time the top number by 5. So we have 30 times by 5, that's my 150. Question 5. Work out an estimate for the value of 91.25 times 4.87 over 2.31. So this is a straightforward one. 91.25 round down to 90, 4.87 round up to 5, then 2.31 round down to 2. So I have a 450 over 2, which gives me 225. Again, how do I do my mental maths? You have a 450 divided by 2, do it as a 2-part. Half of 400 is 200, then half of 50 is 25. add together is 225. Question 6. Work out an estimate for the value of 18.3 plus 62.8 over 0.13. Straightforward, 18.3 could be rounded up to 20, 62.8 round down to 60, then 0.13 round down to 0.1. So I have 80 over 0.1, which equals 800. Again, think about how many 0.1 in 1. There are 10. So how many 0.1 in 2? There are 20. Therefore, all you need to do is time the top number by 10. 80 times 10 gives us 800. Next one, I have question 7. Work out an estimate for the value of 21.75 plus root 98.1 over 0.192. 21.75 could be rounded down to 20. 98.1 could be rounded up to 100, and 0.192 will be rounded up to 0.2. Then we use bit math, so root 100 will give us 10, so I have 20 plus 10 over 0.2, then I have a 30 over 0.2, so my final answer will be 150. Again, divided by 0.2, think about how many 0.2 in 1. There are 5. So 1 over 0.2 give me 5. So that means I have 30. 30 times 5 give me 150. Question 8. Work out an estimate for the value of 8.3 times 18.7 over 0.52. Again, this is straightforward. 8.3 round down to 8, 18.7 round up to 20, 0.52 round down to 0.5. So I have 160 over half. Again, all you need to do is double the number on the top. So I have 320 as my final answer. Okay, so those are the maths questions. Next, we're going to have some application questions on estimation. Question 9. Charlie drives an average of 43.6 miles per week. A. Work out an estimate for the number of miles Charlie drives in a year. B. Is your answer to part A an underestimate or an overestimate? Give a reason for your answer. Okay, so let's look at what we were given. So we were given 43.6 miles per week. So that's the first value. We were asked to estimate the number of miles Charlie drives in a year. Okay, 43.6 miles per week. In a year, how many weeks in a year? That's a question we need to answer. So there are 52 weeks in a year, so that should be the common knowledge. So what we need to estimate now becomes 43.6 miles per week with 52 weeks in a year. Then we can do our estimation similarly to what we did previously. So 43.6 could be rounded down to 40, and 52 weeks also rounded down to 50 weeks. So to work out the total mileage, we have 40 miles per week, 50 weeks, so it's 40 times 50 give us 2,000 miles. Then part B, we have, is your answer was an underestimate or an overestimate? Because both numbers for 43.6 and 52 were rounded down, therefore we were underestimate our overall mileage. And the reason for that is underestimate because the miles per week and the number of weeks in a year were both rounded down, and that's your full mark. One more application question. Question 10. Phil pays 2.8 pence per minute to use his phone. On average, Phil uses his phone for 77 minutes per day. He pays the phone bill for 29 days. Work out an estimate for how much Phil pays. B. Is your answer an underestimate or an overestimate? Give a reason for your answer. Okay, let's look at part A, what we were given. We were given Phil pays 2.8 pence per minute and he uses for 77 minutes per day and it's for 29 days. Now let's do the estimate. 2.8 could be rounded up to 3, 77 rounded up to 80, and 29 rounded up to 30. Therefore, to work out the total value of how much he pays, we need to work out 3p per minute, 80 minutes, so 3 times 80. Then for 30 days, we need to times by 30, so 3 times 80 times 30 give me 7,200, and that's how much he pays in pence. Part B, underestimate or overestimate, because all the values 2.8 to 3, 77 to 80, and 29 to 30 were all rounded up. Therefore, we overestimate. So this is your final answer, overestimate for part B, because pence per minute, minutes per day, and the number of days were all rounded up. Here you go. We have just gone through 10 examples on estimation. If this video helped you in any way, please give me a like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Comment with questions or topics that I might be able to help you with in future videos. As mentioned earlier, do check out my other videos on rounding, also difference between decimal places and significant figures. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.